On this day in 2023, someone became a billionaire for the first time. The news that Edwin Castro had won the Powerball lottery, with a record-breaking payout of $2.04 billion was announced by the California State Lottery Commission. The state of California flaunted a large ceremonial check with the $2,040 million figure prominently displayed, prompting media outlets to proclaim the win the largest Powerball jackpot ever. Despite the publicity, Edwin Castro never received the full $2.04 billion because he opted for a lump sum payment. After paying 37% in federal taxes, he took home only $998 million. This means the actual spending money for our lucky winner is only $629 million. Obviously, $629 million is more money than the average person will ever see in their lifetime, let alone in 10 lifetimes. The disparity between $629 million and $2 billion loses concrete meaning when scaled to such enormous amounts. Both sums are impossibly large, and the prospect of earning tens or hundreds of millions of dollars is enticing. Welcome to Financial Fortune, the channel where we explore the world of finance from different perspectives. In today's video, we'll be diving into a controversial topic that has been the subject of much debate: government lotteries, a dystopian reality. While lotteries may seem like a harmless way to try your luck and win big, the reality is much more complicated. In this video, we'll be shedding light on the darker side of government lotteries and how they can contribute to a dystopian reality. So, without further ado, let's get started. Since the typical gambler spends over $1,000 per year on lottery tickets, it's no surprise that half of all Americans partake in this activity. Despite the fact that most Americans also couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency, this is the case. When it comes to the lottery, George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984 contains the following quote: "Somehow, even those who couldn't read or write seemed capable of mind-boggling feats of calculation and memory recall." The lottery was run by the Ministry of Plenty, which Winston was aware of but did not participate in. No one at the party was fooled, they all knew the prizes didn't really exist. The large prizes were never awarded because the winners did not exist, but only token amounts were paid out. Edwin Castro may or may not be a real person, but it's important to remember that manipulative effects of lotteries can be achieved even without dishonesty. Like Orwell warned us about the inner workings of state-run lotteries and discover that, in many respects, they are no less dystopian than the ones Orwell predicted in 1981. Lotteries are sanctioned games of chance. In most cases, governments are in charge of them because they aim to increase tax revenue. Those who participate in a lottery bet on a set of numbers that are guaranteed to be random. Then, a drawing is held, and the winner is determined based on whether or not the player's numbers match those that were selected. Almost every nation on Earth runs a lottery of some description. There is Lotto 649 in Canada, EuroMillions in Europe, and 8 distinct lottery systems in Australia. Since the mechanics of each lottery are relatively consistent, we'll spend the rest of this video discussing the United States' enormous and lucrative lottery market. In the United States, each state runs its own lottery system independently. However, beginning in the 1990s, a number of states began pooling their lottery operations in an effort to realize economies of scale. As a result, the Multi-State Lottery Association was formed, with participation from 45 states plus the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. This organization runs the Powerball, the world's largest and most successful lottery. This is the source of the historic February jackpot of $2 billion. Almost any convenience store or gas station in a participating state will sell Powerball tickets to anyone over the age of 18 for $2. There are 5 white balls, each with a number from 1 to 69, and 1 red ball, with a number from 1 to 26, at the very end. You have the option of picking your own numbers or letting the computer do it for you 3 times a week when you buy a ticket. The dice are cast. These sketches have been seen on national and local television, as well as the internet. All 6 of your selected numbers must match the winning numbers to claim the top prize. Each round's jackpot begins at $20 million. If no one is lucky enough to win the jackpot, the amount is increased by 32.5% of the total lottery sales until a winner is found. The potential size of the jackpot is theoretically infinite. Of course, the odds of actually winning the jackpot with any given ticket are astronomically low. Your odds of winning the jackpot are 1 in 292 million, but you can still win smaller amounts if some of your numbers match. Smaller prizes range from $4 up to $1 million in value. The expected value of a Powerball ticket can be calculated by multiplying the prize money by the probability of winning each prize and then adding the results. While there is no set amount for the grand prize, taking into account that 32.5% of the total revenue is set aside for the jackpot, we find that the typical jackpot is worth $190 million. When we sum all of these up, we get an expected value of 97 cents. The expected return on a $2 Powerball ticket is 52% negative. That's your projected profit before taxes, too. After factoring in taxes, your expected return drops to around -70%. You can also purchase a Power Play add-on, which increases your odds of winning by 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, or even 10x your initial wager. It costs $1 for any Power Play multiplier. A multiplier is selected at random alongside the numbers each time they are drawn. Lower multipliers are more likely, statistically speaking, than higher ones. Consider that while the 2x multiplier is drawn 57% of the time, the 10x multiplier is drawn only 2% of the time. The expected value of the Power Play multipliers can be determined in the same way that the expected value of a Powerball ticket is determined. It's no surprise that the expected return on investment for each multiplier is negative. The 2x and 3x multipliers, on the other hand, have an expected return of roughly -50%, which is an interesting nugget to consider. There is a negative 80% chance of profiting from using the 4, 5, or 10x multipliers. More than 100 million Americans play the lottery at least occasionally, despite the fact that lotteries have negative expected values. And there are literally billions of lottery players around the globe. Then, what's the point? You can gamble your money away in the stock market, where the average stock goes up over time. Or you can host a poker night with your friends and assume that you all have the same poker acumen, both of which have positive expected returns. Your expected value, at least, is 0. The time had come to visit an actual casino. Given the abundance of seemingly superior ways to gamble your money, your expected value will be negative, but at least if you lose enough, the house will give you free champagne. Why do so many people then go on to play the lottery? The lottery, on the other hand, places the greatest burden on the poorest members of society. I'm curious as to your thoughts on state-run lotteries. Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. We hope this video has given you a new perspective on government lotteries and their impact on society. Remember, the allure of a quick and easy way to make money can sometimes come at a steep cost. It's important to approach lotteries with caution and to be aware of the potential consequences. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and share it with others who may find it valuable. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content on the world of finance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.